I don't wanna be me anymore.
I have to tell you something. This is the first time that I'm doing a live paranormal investigation, and some of the things that we're picking up in the activity that we're getting is absolutely amazing. So it's so far the experience is A+.
Glass houses, 20 stones, 14 yellow, 6 all blue. Could it be
About this tree, it draws me here. Something about this tree. And that's where we found the piece to the orange crate. Remember, there was wood, and he would stand them on the crate, and there was, the wood will start, the wood will start, breaking, and then ultimately hang the pieces.
She said, you could talk.
I just said this is where we dug up the pieces of the orange crate, and at the same time she was burying my treasure. Here is where we found pieces of the orange crate, and what's very interesting is I was whispering that this is where we took out of the ground pieces of the orange crate, and at the same time you said burying my treasure.
So we're here out in St. Lucie, Florida, and we're here by the Devil's Tree, where a police deputy pretty much turned into a serial killer, actually mutilated some girls here by this tree, and they call it the Devil's Tree. We're lucky enough to have the author of the Devil's Tree. He wrote the book on it, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it, and I'll give you guys a little shot here at the tree. And here you go. Alright, so I have Keith Rommel. He's the author of the Devil's Tree and the expert of the Devil's Tree, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it.
You have the locals tree, and then you have the real tree. We're at the real tree right now. The locals tree is the one with all of the wounds, the cement patch, and what have you. This is the one that the detective was always investigating.
Tell the people exactly what happened here.
Yeah.
They don't know about the story.
Sure, absolutely. So you have a serial killer named Gerard Jon Schaefer, and he usually always killed in twos because he says, isn't it better to kill in two than one? And he would torment his victims, meaning turning the knife on the friend and saying, why should I kill your friend instead of you? And he would make them beg for their life, and ultimately he would kill whoever he had in captivity. And he would hang them from a tree. He would stand them on, back in the day, it was in the 70s. So you didn't have the plastic crates that you have now. You had the wood crates with the metal rimming around it. So he would stand them on that and hang them from the trees and then bury the bodies. But what's interesting is that he didn't bury the bodies here. He buried the bodies in between this tree and the traditional devil tree with the cement patch. So this guy was a real nasty serial killer. He's killed over 100 people. He was a deputy, he was a teacher, and then he was a deputy again. And everything that you could possibly have wrong with you to be a serial killer, this guy exhibited those signs. And again, so for those of you who are watching and questioning, you have to remember that this took place in the 70s. Sometimes some of this in the 60s and 70s. So the technology wasn't what we have today. So it was easier to get away with the things that he did and how he behaved. And it's amazing what this guy did, and it's shocking, and it deserves further investigation, and that's why I'm glad the team's here today to do this.
And the interesting thing is we're also picking up stuff from the former boys' home here.
Yes.
And that's pretty interesting.
What the hell was that?
That was a nice crash.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. That was loud.
Joe, where are you at?
Okay. So that was back in there. But so there's a lot of ruins through here, and the ruins are dated. The ruins are dated to the 20s and the 30s. So again, we have to take what we know now and put it back into the 20s and the 30s when things were much different. So these boys that were in trouble, they weren't rehabilitated. I doubt that they were rehabilitated. They'll be, number one, taken out of society because they were a problem. Number two, they were probably abused. A lot of people see nuns in here, meaning
Apparitions?
Apparitions, thank you, not actual.
And you've experienced stuff here as well, right?
Yeah, the thing that I experienced, the main thing was the owl. And, that was just very, very bizarre because it was giving intelligent responses to what I was saying. I know it sounds so stupid, but at the time...
No, nothing stupid with us, you know what we do.
At the time, it's you're kind of taken back because you're not really sure what's happening, and that meter right there was just going crazy when we were talking about the bodies and stuff.
Yeah, the smell meter was going off, which
was going nuts.
Pretty crazy.
Come with me and tell me if you feel anything like this. If you have anything to say, just stop me.
It's like little boys. There's like a lot of them.
We
I
could do it.
hear like something like playing. We were playing and then it's not fun. This isn't fun. This isn't. I feel like choking on my own blood, kind of. Like choking on my own blood. Like seeing like things splatter up out of my chest.
Right now.
Hey,
Let's get
whose camera is that one?
Which one? So Jen, what's this candle?
Oh, it's protection.
So what have you been sensing?
I feel like my head, like something hit my head.
Oh yeah, he was having here.
In the like left part of my head here in the front.
What was that? This REM just went off.
What's going on? Oh yeah.
I moved this.
That wouldn't do it though. Earlier this was going off.
Oh, look at the K2. Oh,
Well, that's our phones. The phones are setting that off. See look what the phone can do. The closer I get, the crazier it gets. I got the EDI. That was going off. The vibration here was going off for no reason. So that was weird. And then temperature change and humidity change. And like everything here is pretty steady, so. And then his REM pod over there just went off while we were just talking. You saw that go off.
Was that chest that we caught on voice recorder before? Is that your voice? What was the sound?
Yes.
Your voice? What was the voice? What was the
What kind of evidence has other teams gotten here?
Ectoplasm, pictures of apparitions, nuns. There's a picture I saw a picture of a witch. I mean, the thing is as clear as friggin' day too.
This is a popular area for satanic worship.
Yes, and I have to tell you something. That there's a picture that I saw of this tree where it looked like two girls. It looked like two girls. One was standing here, and one was standing over here, and it's like they were pressed against the tree on either side, and the picture was taken from over here, and it almost looked like they were hiding from us when the picture was taken.
Yes, there was. I think I
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Play it back the last part.
Oh, just up the face here. That's the recorder right there. Talking to that red light. Hear you. You want to know if you're at peace. I'm here to help you. Oh, is that confirmation that you need help? You might have another one? I asked you a question. I've been here a lot. I recognize you. The sheriff's deputy that came to help you. You're trying to find the remains of your body. Does he have a close?
I heard yes.
That very thing I heard. I'm here. I hope you heard that.
The sheriff's deputy that came to help you. The sheriff's deputy